full-time Xfinity Series driver. Remember, if he wins this race, it doesn't have any implications on the playoffs in the Cup Series.
Less than 3 laps to go. They cleared one and now continue downhill into turn 2. The separation has stabilized, at least at this end of the racetrack, where Allmendinger's not able to make up the ground like he does in other parts of the track. It's 4 car lengths, maybe even 5, as Larson legs it out, coming out of turn 4 and headed to the bus stop.
Look at the focus in the eyes of Larson. One of the most technical parts of the racetrack. He tries to get through here as good as possible. Again, AJ closes. And then down into the carousel, right at the limit of grip. Trying to put the throttle down here, back to the shift.
Yeah, we saw back there in the inner loop, that's where AJ Allmendinger has an advantage. Kyle Larson appears to have an advantage here in 6. They both get into the corner equally. Larson, a little bit of a wiggle right there, but see, he drives away just a little bit, heading to turn 7. Just a little bit more of a gap, and then the exit of turn 7 appears to be an advantage for Larson as well.
Yesterday, Kyle Larson got the lead on a restart with a late accident in front of him, but the closing laps, he had to hold off the same driver, AJ Allmendinger. Yesterday, he was able to do it. Today, the same task awaits. 2 to go at the Glen.
Here they come now, back into turn 2. Less than 2 laps remain in this one at the Glen. You've got Kyle Larson, AJ Allmendinger. Here's AJ trying to do the best he can, trying to close back down on Larson. Separation coming to the back straightaway. The same as been ever since the restart. 4 car lengths.
Watch the eyes of Larson. Every corner exit, he looks up to see if the 16 is still there. He feels the pressure. He knows, he respects how good AJ is. Watch when he comes around this carousel. Once he finishes corner exit, he's going to peek up there and see where that 16 car is.
Yeah, it's just a gauge for him, right? He's going to look in that mirror. There he is right there. Okay, what's my space? How is my lap? He did not do that until he had an area where it did not mess his lap up. He just needed to check to see how his lap was. What he saw he liked, because he's driving away from Allmendinger.
The reigning champion looking for a little momentum before they get to the playoffs. It's been all the way since California, the second race of the season, when he found victory lane. 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. And now 3 car lengths separate the top 2. AJ Allmendinger trying to find anything in that car to catch the 5.
Oh, he's going to have divine intervention to win this race, because Kyle Larson is gone. Here he comes for the final time through turn 2. Through turn 3, setting up for turn number 4. It's all Kyle Larson trying to score the double dip as he races his way for the final time at the back straightaway at the Glen.
The best Chase Elliott could do was work his way back up to 4th position after Kyle Larson ran him wide on turn 1 in the final restart. An aggressive movement has put him in position to win this race, comfortably ahead of the 16 car of AJ Allmendinger. Only a few corners remain for the 5 car and checkered flag.
Not the wins from Kyle Larson that we saw last year, but now getting momentum going into the playoffs. Larson becoming more dangerous at the time of the year when it matters. Playoffs looming. Kyle Larson set up for a win here.
Burton, you mentioned it. He won here a year ago, and he looks to go back-to-back at the Glen. Kyle Larson comes out on the front stretch. He'll see the checkered flag. Larson wins again at the Glen.
Good job today, guys.
Great job, man. Really proud of you. Great job, Steve. Good work, fellas. Great job.
Allmendinger coming home 2nd. Logano 3rd. Chase Elliott 4th. Daniel Suarez, a top 5 finish. Showing a little respect there. AJ Allmendinger pulling up beside the 5 of Larson. "18 career wins for Kyle Larson." And that breaks, by the way, the longest winless streak that Kyle Larson had ever experienced since joining Hendrick Motorsports. What a restart.
Yeah, watch Kyle Larson, drives in the corner, right front's locked up, went up the racetrack, moved Chase Elliott out of the way. Just an aggressive move. I don't think that was intentional, but Chase Elliott isn't going to care. Kyle Larson just cooked it down in there, could not control his car, and ran Kyle Larson up. Ran Chase Elliott up. See right here, right front's just locked up. Now the car's not turning, and now he's got Chase Elliott moved out of the groove.
Yeah, once that right front locks up, you lose front grip. You're no longer going to be able to make the bottom of the corner. Everybody's going into this corner as hard as possible. Remember, you got AJ behind you. He is absolutely going to try to outbreak the 5 car into the corner. So Larson knew he had to go into this corner farther than he had all day long, and that's the risk that you take. Everybody escapes unharmed, but it is going to be a tense situation between these teammates today and going forward.
To the start-finish line, Kyle Larson will park the HendrickCars.com number 5. And he will sweep the weekend. The Xfinity Series race yesterday, and now the Cup Series race. Checkered flag moment brought to you by Advance Auto Parts. What a weekend the fans have been able to enjoy here. Remember, this race started on the wet after the rain came through and ends on the dry, and it was a aggressive turn 1 on the restart that got Larson up front. Marty.
Ricky only led the final 5 laps of the race, but boy, it's going to be all about that final restart with his teammate Chase Elliott. Been a long time since you guys got to victory lane, but tell me about the move to pass your teammate Chase Elliott. We did see the right front locked up going into turn 1.
Yeah, and I knew that was kind of my only opportunity. I'm not proud of it. But being in the inside lane or the right lane, and you being the leader choosing the left lane, it's definitely wins out. But when it gets late in the race, it's definitely risky. And like I said, I knew that was my only opportunity to get by him. So I felt like our cars were pretty equal today, and had a lot of fun after the green flag cycle, trying to chase him down, and kind of burnt my stuff up a little bit. But the restarts kept me in it and kept our team in it. So. Proud of our guys. Good to get another win here at Watkins Glen. Get some more bonus points low in the playoffs, which is we haven't had many of those this year. So hopefully this will build on some momentum and we can keep racking up some more points.
So if the shoe was on the other foot, would you want to have a conversation with your teammate if that move happened?
I'm sure, yeah, we would ultimately have a conversation. We have a competition meeting tomorrow. And yeah, I mean, I think if I was in his shoes, I would understand the risk that I'm taking choosing left lane also. So again, like I said, I'm not proud of it, but it's for what I felt like I had to do to get the win.
Did you learn something on the restart before that you said, I'm going to try and take advantage of it on this final one?
Well, yeah, I mean, all the restarts I was in the right lane yesterday with William, I always got myself in a bad spot where, my angle was pinched off and we'd always make contact and I'd end up, sideways and get passed by people. So I knew everybody's aggression was going to be higher as each restart went on. And I didn't want to put myself in that position again to get, passed by AJ or Joey, who are really aggressive behind me. So, yeah, it's just part of racing at road courses, especially this year, it seems like. So, again, not proud of it, but we did what we had to do.
Kyle Larson gets the win here at Watkins Glen, Dave, but I'm sure his teammate Chase Elliott's not going to be very happy about it.
Well, he